Hi boys and girls, we're starting with a new unit and it's unit 8 and it's called growth patterns. You have all measured yourselves in inches, feet, centimeters, and meters. In this session we're going to be looking at ways some unusual animals grow. But to get ready for that, let's begin with looking at your own heights. We are going to look at these heights first and then bounce off of what we already know. So how we're going to start is open your journals, please, and I would like you to look around the room. And in your journal, I want you to write meter and write about 3 things that you think is about a meter tall in the room. Then write in the next column centimeters. And I would like you to find something about 3 things that is about a centimeter long in the classroom. Write those things down. Underneath that, I'd like you to write how many centimeters are in a meter and how many centimeters are in a half a meter. Look around the room and think about what's about 50 centimeters tall and what is about 10 centimeters tall. Write about 2 or 3 of those in your journal. Now, if we look, we want to keep going and go back to what we already know. So we are going to think about us as about 10 years old, and most of us have just turned 11, so we know about the height of a 10-year-old. And we're going to keep thinking about this relationship today, about the story of 2 children's growth from ages 2 to age 10. So I would like you to get out pages 1 and 2, and if you notice, one's a table and one's a graph. They're going to show the same information, just 2 different ways. So in this activity, we're going to develop a graph or a table that represents the story of 2 children's growth. So think about what is 80 centimeters. So think about it in a room of all the things that you measured, that was 10 of them, 10 centimeters. And if we put 8 of those together, we would know about how tall that is. So let's read our story, and in the front of it, it says, to start it off, it says, read the following growth stories of Tara and Nat, and complete the table and graph. You may choose to start on either of the graph or the table, it doesn't matter. So let's look what information we know about Tara. Tara was 80 centimeters when she was 2 years old. She grew at a steady rate until she was 10 years old. So let's fill in our table and fill in 80 centimeters. And I'm also going to fill in my graph and just mark with a dot Tara, and I'm going to make her red. Now I'm going back, and then it says she grew at a steady rate, which means what to you? Stop the tape and talk to your partner. What does it mean that she grew at a steady rate? After your discussion, I hope you came up with a steady rate means the same amount. If you're going steady, you're going the same speed all the time. A lot of people put their cruise on so that they can go a steady speed. So she grows at a steady rate till she gets to 10 years old. You're going to have to decide what are all her measurements throughout each year. Now let's look at Nate. And Nate, it says, was 85 centimeters. when he was 2 years old. So I'm going to fill in both my graphs at that. I'm changing Nate to a different color. I would think that would be wise on your part. And we'll finish the information. Nat grew quickly until about 4 years old. So I'm going to just put a little dot here because I know I need to remember he grew quickly from here to here, and then he grew at a steady rate from there all the way down to here. So this became that steady, constant rate. Now it's your turn with your partner to try and figure out what would be their height at every age by following the rules. After you have figured those out and you've filled in both your graphs, I would like you to have the teacher come over and check to see if your graph follows the rules of how they grew. Once you have completed that, I would like you to open your journals again, and I would like you to write the definition of rate of change, because we're going to talk about the rate of change throughout this unit. So the rate of change is how fast, how quickly, how slowly, or how steady the rate changed from one spot to the next. So from one age to the next, what was the rate of change? So then some of your answers will be, so I want you to go back and I want you to write on your worksheet, Tara's rate of change was, and then was it faster than Nate's, slower than Nate, or was it a steady rate change? Did it change the same amount? Then I'd like you to write the same thing for Nate. How did he grow? And did his rate of change from 2 to 4 and then from 4 to 10? Write that on your worksheet, please. Then I would like you to get out pages 3 and 4. Those are 2 sheets of review that I would like you to work on your own. I would like you to make sure that you are clear and concise on your sheets. And think about all the addition and subtraction strategies we have worked on and what is the best strategy for you.